Let me start with a truth most people don't want to hear. Comfort is expensive. It doesn't look expensive because it feels good in the moment, but comfort is quietly charging you interest every single day. While you're relaxing, time is slipping. While you're waiting, opportunity is moving. And while you're choosing what feels easy, your future is being delayed. The title of today's message is simple, but it's dangerous if you ignore it. Comfort wastes time, discipline invests it. See, time is the only currency everyone has the same amount of, but not everyone spends it the same way. Some people spend time like loose change. Others invest it like a millionaire. The difference between average and extraordinary is not talent, luck, or even intelligence. The difference is how long someone is willing to stay uncomfortable for a bigger reward later. Comfort tells you you deserve a break. Discipline asks you, do you deserve the results? Comfort says, start tomorrow. Discipline says, why not now? Comfort wants ease today, even if it costs you tomorrow. Discipline is willing to pay today so tomorrow can be free. And here's the painful part. Comfort feels productive, but it produces nothing. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're making a withdrawal from your future. You're borrowing happiness from tomorrow to feel good today. Discipline does the opposite. Discipline delays pleasure, but multiplies results. Discipline turns hours into assets. Discipline turns effort into equity. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're addicted to comfort. They scroll instead of studying. They talk instead of building. They plan instead of executing. And then they wonder why time keeps passing, but life never changes. Time didn't betray them. They mismanaged it. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect in action. It's saying, I value my future more than my feelings. It's waking up when you don't feel like it. It's doing the work when no one is watching. It's choosing progress over popularity and purpose over pleasure. You don't need more time. You need more discipline. When discipline shows up, time starts working for you instead of against you. Small disciplined actions, repeated daily, create massive results over time. That's the compound interest of success. And comfort never earns interest. Look at successful people closely. They don't live easy lives. They live intentional lives. They train their mind to obey their vision, not their emotions. They understand this. What you practice daily, you become permanently. Comfort is a slow killer. That statement may sound dramatic, but it's true. Comfort doesn't announce itself as a threat. It doesn't come with a warning sign. It arrives quietly like a gentle whisper, and before you know it, it has taken over your life. Most people think comfort is harmless. They believe comfort is a reward for working hard. But the reality is far different. Comfort is not a reward, it is a trap. It is the silent thief that steals your time, steals your ambition, and steals your destiny. When you choose comfort, you are not choosing peace, you are choosing stagnation. You are choosing the easy road, and the easy road rarely leads to greatness. Here is the hook you must understand. Comfort doesn't destroy your dreams all at once. It destroys them slowly, one decision at a time. It is a habit that creeps into your life and makes you forget what you truly want. It makes you believe that you deserve to take it easy. It convinces you that you will start tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes a habit. Before long, you have lived a whole year waiting for a moment that never comes. Comfort is like a comfortable chair that feels good at first, but if you stay seated too long, your muscles weaken, your mind dulls, and your purpose fades. You don't notice the damage until it's too late. People often say, I'm just resting. But rest is different from comfort. Rest is a necessary reset. It is a strategic pause that helps you regain strength. Comfort, on the other hand, is an endless pause. Comfort is choosing the couch over the course. It is choosing the scroll over the study. It is choosing the momentary pleasure over the long-term vision. And here is the hard truth. When you choose comfort, you are not resting. You are delaying your destiny. You are postponing your breakthrough. You are pushing your dreams further away while pretending you are fine. The danger of comfort is that it feels safe. It makes you feel like you are protecting yourself from hardship. But real growth never happens in the safe zone. Real growth happens when you push through discomfort, when you challenge yourself, when you refuse to settle for what is easy. The comfort zone is a prison with soft walls. You may not realize you are trapped because the walls are not sharp, but they are still walls. They still limit you. They still keep you from reaching your potential. Let me give you a powerful perspective. Comfort is a decision. Every time you choose comfort, you are making a choice about your future. You are choosing what kind of life you want to live. You are deciding whether you want to be remembered or forgotten. You are choosing whether you want to be average or exceptional. Comfort may feel harmless in the moment, but the consequences are enormous. Comfort is a slow killer because it robs you of time, and time is your most valuable asset. Once time is gone, you can never get it back. You can earn money again. You can rebuild your reputation. You can recover from mistakes. But you cannot recover time. The moment you understand this, you will begin to see comfort for what it really is. You will see that comfort is not a reward. It is a delay. It is a delay in your success, a delay in your purpose, a delay in your impact. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It is the enemy of excellence. It is the enemy of destiny. And the longer you stay comfortable, the more you will look back and wonder where your life went. You will wonder why you never achieved what you knew you were capable of. You will wonder why your dreams stayed dreams. Here is the hook that will change everything. Comfort is a habit, and habits are controllable. You are not a victim of comfort. You are not powerless. You have the ability to break the pattern. The moment you choose discomfort, you choose growth. The moment you choose discipline, you choose progress. The moment you choose action, you choose your future. You don't have to live trapped in comfort. You don't have to let your dreams die slowly. You can make a decision right now to refuse comfort, to reject delay, and to step into your purpose with determination. Comfort may feel good today, but it will cost you your tomorrow. And if you want to win in life, you must learn to be uncomfortable on purpose. You must learn to push yourself when no one is watching. You must learn to do what others won't do so you can live like others can't live, because comfort is a slow killer, but discipline is a life giver. Discipline is what brings your dreams to life. Discipline is what turns your potential into reality. And once you understand that, you will never look at comfort the same way again. Discipline is your greatest investment. That statement may sound simple, but it carries the power to change your entire life. Most people misunderstand discipline. They think discipline is harsh, restrictive, or unpleasant. They believe discipline is something you do when you have no choice or when you are forced to. But discipline is not punishment. Discipline is a form of respect. Respect for your future, respect for your dreams, and respect for the person you are becoming. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the most valuable asset you can develop because it never depreciates. It grows stronger with time, and it pays dividends for the rest of your life. Here is the hook you must hear. Discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is temporary. Motivation comes and goes. Motivation is like weather. It changes. Discipline is like a decision. It is a commitment. When motivation fades, discipline remains. That is why successful people don't rely on feelings. They rely on habits. They rely on systems. They rely on a consistent process that moves them forward even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is what turns dreams into plans and plans into reality. Without discipline, your goals remain wishes. Without discipline, your potential stays hidden. Without discipline, your life stays unchanged. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't want to do it. It is the willingness to choose long-term gain over short-term comfort. Discipline is the power to say no to distractions, no to excuses, and no to the things that steal your time. Discipline is what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. You can have talent, you can have knowledge, you can have resources, but without discipline, none of it matters. Discipline is the engine that drives your life forward. Let me give you a powerful perspective. Discipline is the compound interest of success. When you invest in discipline daily, you earn returns that multiply over time. One disciplined action may seem small, but repeated consistently, it becomes massive. Discipline turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. It is the secret behind every success story you have ever heard. You don't see the discipline behind the success because it is often unseen. It happens in the early mornings, the late nights, the days when no one is watching. Discipline is the quiet work that produces loud results. And that is why discipline is your greatest investment. It is the foundation upon which every achievement is built. Here is the hook that changes everything. Discipline is not limited to one area of life. It impacts everything. When you become disciplined in one area, it spills over into other areas. Discipline in your health improves your energy and focus. Discipline in your finances improves your stability and freedom. Discipline in your relationships improves your character and trust. Discipline in your work improves your results and your reputation. Discipline is the common denominator in every successful life. It is the skill that makes all other skills more powerful. Discipline also builds confidence. When you follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you are reliable. You prove that you can control your impulses. You prove that you are stronger than your excuses. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you earn, and you earn it through discipline. Every time you choose discipline over temptation, you strengthen your self-belief. You build a track record of success. You create momentum. And momentum is the secret weapon of high achievers. The truth is, discipline is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires consistency. It requires the willingness to do what others won't do. But discipline is worth the cost because it produces results that comfort can never give you. Comfort offers temporary satisfaction, but discipline offers long-term freedom. Comfort gives you a moment of relief, but discipline gives you a lifetime of achievement. And once you understand that, you will begin to see discipline as an investment rather than a burden. Discipline is the most powerful asset you can develop. It is the skill that will determine the quality of your life. It is the factor that will separate you from the average. It is the tool that will allow you to build the future you desire. And the moment you choose discipline, you choose success. Discipline is your greatest investment because it never fails. It never stops working. It never runs out. It continues to produce returns long after you have made the decision. And that is why DI. Discipline is not just a habit. It is your pathway to greatness. Time is the only equal currency. Every person on this planet wakes up with the same amount of hours in a day, and yet the lives they build are dramatically different. That is the truth that most people ignore. Time is not biased. Time does not care about your background, your status, your education, or your wealth. It doesn't reward you because you are special or punish you because you are unlucky. Time is equal for everyone, and that is what makes it so powerful. The real difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is not time, it is how they use it. That is the hook you need to understand. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but not everyone spends them the same way. One person wastes them while another invests them. One person uses them to dream while another uses them to build. Here is the first truth. Time is the most valuable asset you will ever own. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose possessions and rebuild them. You can lose opportunities and create new ones, but you cannot recover time. Once a day is gone, it is gone forever. That is why the way you spend your time determines the quality of your life. The problem is that many people treat time like it is unlimited. They act as if tomorrow will always be there, as if they will always have another chance to start. They keep postponing their dreams, telling themselves, I'll begin next week, or I'll start when I feel ready. But the truth is, time waits for no one. It doesn't care if you are ready or not. Time moves forward whether you are prepared or not. And the longer you delay, the harder it becomes to catch up. The second truth is this: time reveals your priorities. You can say you want something, but your schedule will show what you truly value. If you claim to want success, but spend your days on distractions, then your actions are contradicting your words. If you claim to want health, but consistently skip workouts and eat poorly, your choices reveal your true priorities. Time is a mirror. It reflects what you are really investing in. And the most successful people understand this. They don't just talk about their goals. They structure their time around them. They create systems that support their dreams. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They understand that time is the currency of achievement. Here is the hook that will wake you up. Time is the only currency you cannot earn more of. You can earn more money, but you cannot earn more time. You can gain more knowledge, but you cannot gain more hours. That is why it is so important to treat time like money. If you were given a stack of cash and told you had to spend it wisely, you would be careful. You would invest it, not waste it. You would choose wisely. The same should be true for your time. Every minute is an investment. Every hour is a choice. And the choices you make today will determine the life you live tomorrow. The third truth is that time is powerful when used intentionally. When you create a plan and follow it, time becomes your ally. When you stay consistent, time multiplies your effort. This is the principle of compound growth. Small, consistent actions over time produce massive results. But if you waste your time, you will never see that growth. You will remain stuck in the same place. You will watch other people pass you by, and you will wonder why your life never changed. The truth is, your life is changing every day, but it is changing based on your choices. If you choose comfort, your life will slowly decline. If you choose discipline, your life will steadily improve. The final truth is this: time is a test. It tests your commitment, your discipline, and your willingness to sacrifice. Time rewards those who show up consistently. Time rewards those who work when no one is watching. Time rewards those who understand that success is not a one-time event, it is a daily practice. Time does know. Key care about your excuses. It does not care about your feelings, it cares about your actions. And if you want to win in life, you must learn to manage your time with the same intensity that you manage your money. You must learn to protect your hours, guard your focus, and invest in your future. Because time is the only equal currency, and how you spend it determines everything. Small daily actions create massive results. That sentence may sound simple, but it contains a truth that most people ignore because it requires patience and consistency. People want the big breakthrough, the overnight success, the dramatic transformation. They want the moment where everything changes in an instant. But life rarely works that way. Most of the time, success is not a single event. It is the accumulation of small actions repeated consistently over time. That is the hook you must understand. The size of your results is not determined by the size of your actions, but by the consistency of your actions. Small actions repeated daily compound into massive results. The reason this is so powerful is because it changes your perspective on progress. Progress is not always visible. You may work hard for weeks and feel like nothing is happening. You may put in effort and not see immediate results. And that is where many people give up. They think their work is not working. But the truth is the work is working even when you cannot see it yet. Think about a farmer planting seeds. The farmer does not dig up the seeds every day to check if they are growing. He plants them, waters them, and trusts the process. Growth happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. The same is true for your life. Your small daily actions are planting seeds for your future success. You may not see results immediately, but they are happening. Here is the hook that will change your life. Consistency is the difference between average and extraordinary. A person who works hard once in a while may get occasional results. But a person who shows up every day builds momentum. Momentum is the invisible force that propels you forward. It makes things easier over time. When you build momentum, your efforts become more effective. You begin to move faster, think clearer, and achieve more. That is why small daily actions are so important. They create momentum, they build discipline, they shape your identity. And once your identity is shaped, your actions become automatic. The next powerful truth is that small actions are easier to maintain. Big goals can be intimidating, they can feel overwhelming. And when something feels overwhelming, your mind looks for excuses to avoid it. But small actions remove the excuse. They make progress simple. You don't need motivation to do a small action. You only need consistency. For example, you don't need motivation to read one page of a book. You don't need motivation to do 10 push-ups. You don't need motivation to write one paragraph. These small actions are manageable, and they create a pathway to bigger actions. Once you build the habit of doing small things daily, you will naturally expand your capacity. You will begin to do more because your mind has proven to itself that you are capable. Here is another hook. Small actions build confidence. Every time you do something, you prove to yourself that you can do it. Every time you show up, you strengthen your belief in your abilities. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you earn through consistent action. When you take small steps, daily, you build a track record of success, and your track record becomes your confidence. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to believe that you are capable of achieving your goals, and that belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Small daily actions also protect you from the enemy of progress, procrastination. Procrastination is the habit of waiting for the perfect moment. It is the illusion that you need more time, more resources, or more motivation. But the perfect moment rarely comes, and when it does, it's often too late. The way to beat procrastination is to start small. Start with a tiny action. Start with one step. The first step is the most important step because it breaks the cycle of delay. Once you start, momentum begins. Once momentum begins, progress becomes inevitable. The final truth is that small daily actions create massive results because they build your future one day at a time. Success is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It is a long-term commitment. And the people who win are the ones who stay consistent even when they don't feel like it. They understand that greatness is not achieved by a single event, but by a lifetime of disciplined choices. Small daily actions are the foundation of that greatness. They are the building blocks of your destiny. And if you commit to them, you will be amazed at what you can achieve. Comfort produces regret. Discipline produces freedom. This is not just a motivational quote. It is a fundamental truth that separates the average from the exceptional. Comfort is tempting because it feels safe, it feels easy, and it feels familiar. It is the voice inside your head that says, you deserve a break or you've worked hard enough. Comfort sounds like wisdom, but it is often a disguised form of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of discomfort. And when you listen to comfort too often, you will wake up one day and realize you have spent your life avoiding the very things that would have made you stronger. The hook you must understand is this: comfort may feel good today, but it creates a future filled with regret. Regret is a heavy burden. It is the feeling that you could have done more, that you should have tried harder, that you should have taken the risk. Regret is the result of wasted potential. And it is not just about missing opportunities, it is about missing yourself. When you choose comfort, you are choosing a smaller version of your life. You are choosing to remain in a safe box. You are choosing to limit your own greatness. The truth is, comfort is not a reward, it is a delay. It is a delay of your destiny. And the more you delay, the more regret you build. That is the danger of comfort. It feels good in the moment, but it costs you in the long term. Now, here is the hook that changes everything. Discipline is the gateway to freedom. Discipline may feel restrictive, but it actually creates more freedom than comfort ever can. Discipline is the ability to control your actions, your habits, and your choices. Discipline is the power to say no to instant gratification so you can say yes to long-term success. Discipline is what allows you to build a life where you are not dependent on motivation or luck. Discipline is what gives you the freedom to live on your own terms. When you are disciplined, you are not controlled by your emotions. You are not controlled by your impulses. You are in control of your life. Discipline produces freedom because it builds strength. It builds mental strength, emotional strength, and physical strength. It builds character, and character is what creates real freedom. When you are disciplined, you are able to face challenges without panic. You are able to stay focused when distractions arise. You are able to stay committed when obstacles appear. Discipline gives you the ability to handle life's difficulties without losing your direction. It makes you resilient. It makes you unstoppable. And that is true freedom, the freedom to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. Here's another powerful truth. Comfort is a temporary pleasure, but discipline is a permanent advantage. Comfort gives you a moment of relief, but it does not change your life. It only postpones the hard work. Discipline, on the other hand, changes your life because it creates results. Discipline creates progress. Discipline creates momentum. Discipline creates a future that is better than your present. The difference between comfort and discipline is not just the feeling you experience in the moment. It is the result you experience over time. Comfort produces regret. Discipline produces freedom. The biggest problem is that most people don't understand the long-term cost of comfort. They think they are just taking a break. But what they are really doing is giving up time. They are giving up opportunities. They are giving up the chance to become better. And time is not something you can recover. Once time is gone, it is gone forever. That is why discipline is so valuable. Discipline protects your time. Discipline protects your future. Discipline protects your dreams. Here is the hook that will keep you motivated. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. You don't have to be flawless to be disciplined. You just have to be committed. You just have to show up. You just have to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. And over time, that practice builds a life of freedom. The life where you are not living in regret. The life where you are not controlled by comfort. The life where you are the master of your own destiny. That is the power of discipline. That is the power of freedom. Your future is built in your present choices. That may sound obvious, but most people live as if it isn't true. They treat their future like a distant concept, something that will happen one day. They talk about their dreams as if they are guaranteed, even though they are not taking the actions that create them. The reality is this: your future is not a result of luck. It is not a result of chance. It is a result of the choices you make today. Every decision you make is like placing a brick in the foundation of your life. Every choice you make either builds your future or destroys it. That is the hook you need to understand. Your future is not built in a single moment. It is built in a series of moments. Every morning you wake up, you are given a new set of choices. You can choose to be disciplined, or you can choose to be comfortable. You can choose to work on your goals, or you can choose to entertain your excuses. You can choose to invest in your future, or you can choose to waste your time. These choices may seem small, but they are not insignificant. They are the building blocks of your destiny. The way you spend your time, the people you surround yourself with, the habits you form, the thoughts you allow in your mind, these things determine who you become. Your future is simply the sum of your present choices. Here is the hook that will shake you. You are not just living in the present, you are creating the future. Every action you take today is shaping your tomorrow. Every decision you make is designing your life. If you want a better future, you must make better choices today. It is that simple, and it is also that difficult, because making better choices requires discipline. It requires the ability to delay instant gratification. It requires the ability to say no to the things that feel good now but will harm you later. It requires the courage to do what others won't do. It requires the willingness to sacrifice comfort for progress. Your future is built by the habits you develop. Habits are the automatic actions that your mind repeats without thinking. If you develop positive habits, your future will improve. If you develop negative habits, your future will decline. Habits are powerful because they remove the need for motivation. When a habit is strong, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. And that is why discipline is so important. Discipline builds habits. Discipline creates systems. Discipline shapes your character, and character shapes your future. You cannot become the person you want to be without becoming disciplined in the present. Here's another hook. Your present choices are your vote. F. For the kind of life you want. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are casting a vote for your future success. Every time you choose to show up and work, you are voting for your future greatness. And every time you choose distraction over productivity, you are voting for a future that is smaller than you deserve. Your choices matter. Your choices are powerful, and your choices are not temporary, they are permanent. They shape the trajectory of your life. The truth is, most people underestimate the power of daily choices because they are focused on big goals. They think success is a grand event. They think transformation happens overnight. But success is rarely dramatic. It is often quiet. It happens in the daily decisions that nobody sees. It happens when you choose to work when you don't feel like it. It happens when you choose to study instead of scrolling. It happens when you choose to push through the discomfort instead of giving up. These choices may not seem significant at the moment, but they compound over time. They create a future that is far greater than your present. The final truth is this: your future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. It is not controlled by your circumstances. It is controlled by your choices. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can control what you choose to do with your time. You can control the habits you build. You can control the person you become. Your future is built in your present choices, and the moment you understand that, you will stop waiting for the perfect moment and start building the life you want today. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Are you spending your time, or are you investing it? Because comfort will always ask for today, but discipline will pay you for the rest of your life. Choose discipline when it's hard, and life gets easy later. Choose comfort when it's easy, and life gets hard later. Remember this: comfort wastes time, but discipline builds futures. Decide today which one you're going to serve.